Well, I stand corrected. InnovaPharm, I'm so sorry for saying that your flavors aren't.
Welcome to PricePlow.
What's up, PricePlow Nation, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ben, co-host of PricePlow, and today is I think it's my first original content, or at least one that I've reviewed myself, of 2020. So happy to be doing it with InnovaPharm. Today launches MVPre. If you're watching this video, it's available right now, so check out the ingredient breakdown I'm about to do, and then go check out the product and buy one for yourself if you like it. So InnovaPharm had an awesome 2019. They released NovaPump, which was an incredibly just clinically dosed, simple, straight to the point, effective, non-stim pump pre-workout. Later in the year, they upped the ante with NovaPump Neuro, added some nootropics to it, which I think is a great addition to any kind of non-stim pre-workout, because you might not be getting those stimulants, which will raise your heart rate, raise your blood pressure, but you are getting more focus to increase that mind-muscle connection and maybe get a better pump because of that. So we love their releases from last year. The guys over there are great. They actually just picked up a new hire of a friend of ours that we appreciate for his trustworthiness, attention to clinical dosages, and ingredient quality. So these guys are doing good stuff over there. Excited that our first review of them in 2020, I'm going to mess that up for a while, I'm sorry. It's going to be this pre-workout, which was doing extremely well in the UK. Actually awarded a pretty big award over there from one of the retailers. So they decided it's doing so well over there, let's bring it over to the States. So InnovaPharm is obviously known for their innovation in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's new ingredients they bring that are different, or just having clinical dosages, which, I mean, I wouldn't say it's rare these days, but they usually stick to the whole bottle being clinical. So MVPre, I kind of, when just looking at this from face value, I saw most valuable pre-workouts. I was thinking maybe this is a little bit less of the high doses of everything and something a little bit more economical, something a little bit more value driven, and still being innovative in the way that InnovaPharm does. So let's jump into the breakdown. Before I start that though, I just want to say this product was sent for free. Obviously we do have affiliate business relationships with InnovaPharm, so all you lawyers at home can be happy hearing that, stated before I start this breakdown. Goes without saying that InnovaPharm obviously does have an incredible amount of innovation. They do come out with great products, but if you use our coupon code, you can save a little bit, we get a little bit of a commission, and this bottle was sent for free. So take that for what it's worth. All right, so these guys do a half scoop, one scoop profile here. So it could be 40 or 20 servings. As always with me, sometimes Mike does both, but I always like to go with the full serving. I think that most people watching this channel are going to go with the full serving, or, you know, however large that may be. So I'm just going to stick to that. We're all athletes here, and we know what we can handle. So Pump and Performance Matrix. This is kind of going to be similar to, I think, their NovaPump Pump Matrix. There's no stimulants in this section here. It's just going to be just the pump. Citrulline malate. Citrulline malate is nothing new to this channel. Citrulline with malic acid. I'm not going to cite any studies on the actual citrulline malate because that used to be bonded citrulline malate, which had to do with endurance and stuff. This is just citrulline with malic acid mixed together. You got 8 grams here, which is a great dose. You're ending up with a little bit over 5 grams of citrulline here, the rest being malic acid. So it's a great dose. It's going to help bring blood to the muscles, start that pump. Citrulline is a great base of the pump performance matrix. No real hate here. I'm usually a fan of just straight citrulline. I don't see huge amount of help with the malic acid, but some of the studies show that it was better at being absorbed. I'm not sure the difference between the bonded and the blended malic acid, but for all intents and purposes here, the studies do say it, so we're going to go with it. Moving forward. Beta-alanine, 3.2 grams. Got nothing to hate here. Obviously, so like I was talking about with value here, it's not the branded Carnosine, which would have been more expensive. They would have been able to use the claims that Carnosine has for endurance and all that, but we do know that beta-alanine is effective at increasing intramuscular Carnosine stores. It's going to help you add a couple more reps onto your workouts. Some people are more sticklers about the fact that it's, if your set lasts longer than a minute. I think that overall, every athlete should be dosing out their beta-alanine, making sure they're saturated with it. Staying value here because they're not using a patented version, but beta-alanine is beta-alanine in my mind. Don't need to always break the bank for a patented ingredient here. Glycer Pump. Glycer Pump obviously is a patented ingredient here, so it's going to be 65% glycerol, This is a pretty good source here. It will probably clump up the powder a little bit, but there's 2 grams of here versus the higher dose in the actual NovaPump, which, sorry, I'm messing up this stack for this video, but I'll get this dose out. In this one, we had 4 grams of it, which made it a little bit more difficult to scoop out. I broke the scoop. It was kind of clumpy, you can hear. This one is a little bit more fine, you can hear. I haven't opened it up yet, but it sounds finer. So you got 2 grams here, which is actually definitely going to help. The 4 grams was a bit of a high dose. This is going to help bring water into the muscle, help super hydrate yourself, give you that water pump effect. So make sure when you're drinking this, they actually say in here 10 to 16 ounces, which is a little, I mean, for me, at least, I like to use a little bit of water for my pre-workout. That's a lot of water, but make sure that you're consuming a lot of water around your workout because it's going to only help the effects of the glycer pump. So there are some effects with extra endurance here, but really the thing that I'm looking at here, since it's part of a pump and performance matrix, is really that pump. It's going to bring water into your muscles, make sure they're hydrated, and help you get a really great pump. Last ingredient in the pump and performance matrix is S7 here. It's an ingredient from Futureceuticals. It's still pretty new to the industry. It came out in early 2019, might have been late 2018. Had this incredible study showing 230% increase in nitric oxide. The study was a little bit wonky in terms of the patients that they were using because they were elderly patients that weren't training. But you can't argue with the fact that it does increase nitric oxide. I'd like to see, and I'm being transparent here, I'd like to see more studies on this. I'd like to see more science proving S7 being really effective in the exact amount of nitric oxide that it produces for a real athlete that's actually weight training. However, I've had the opportunity to use S7 in a lot of different products as well as just on its own. I can't deny the fact that it definitely does help increase my pump. I'm just unsure about if it's actually 230% increase. So we have it at 50 milligrams here, which is the clinical dosage, which is what Futureceutical wants you to use. So that there is a great dosage. You're going to get a pump from this. I'm not doubting that at all. S7 I do like as an ingredient. I would just like to see more science on it. So InnovaPharm is being a little bit ahead of the game here with S7. That's putting it in a nice way. I think other people out there might doubt S7, but I think that S7 is going to be here to stay. So definitely, I like this ingredient. I like that it's in here. I like that InnovaPharm is taking a bit of a risk and putting it in. So that rounds off the pump and the performance matrix. Running into the Cogni Stim matrix. First ingredient is choline bitartrate. So choline bitartrate is obviously a choline source. They've got a gram of it in here. So we've got 2 ways to look at this here. Choline bitartrate is not my favorite source of choline. Obviously, I would love to see alpha GPC in here like NovaPump Neuro had. Now, the thing is that alpha GPC is expensive. Choline bitartrate is not. Alpha GPC is a little bit more effective, gram for gram, but they had a lower dosage here, whereas in here they've got a lot of it. They got a whole gram of choline bitartrate. So, once again here, we have a concept of value here. You're getting a lot of choline bitartrate here, which is definitely going to help you. However, it is a lesser version of choline in our eyes. Now we follow that up with N-acetyltyrosine. Once again, tyrosine is an awesome ingredient for focus. I would have loved to have seen L-tyrosine here, but they're going with N-acetyltyrosine. The nice way to look at this is that N-acetyltyrosine has an acetyl group that it can donate for the choline source to make acetylcholine. That's the nice way to look at it. N-acetyltyrosine is less effective than tyrosine at focus, but we still see a lot of brands using it. We still see a lot of people really holding on to the science that originally said that N-acetyltyrosine was more effective. The nice thing is you've got a gram of choline bitartrate here and you've got 500 milligrams of N-acetyltyrosine. This is still going to give you a great focus. It might actually work very well synergistically, especially because at the end of the formula you have huperzine A, which makes acetylcholine last longer in the body because it inhibits acetylcholine esterase. So these are 3 ingredients put together could probably have a really great focus effect for you. I would have liked to have seen alpha GPC. I would have also liked to have seen a regular tyrosine, but that would have been a more expensive formula, and a lot of this has to do with value. It's the MVPre, most valuable pre-workout. So here you're going to probably get a better price. You're going to get, I'm not saying they're cutting corners here, but some of these ingredients are being chosen for more of an economic effect here, which is not the worst thing with pre-workout prices rising in this industry. So moving on to this caffeine anhydrous, you get 350 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous here. A couple years ago that might have been a high dose. These days it's not a high dose. I think if you are familiar with your own caffeine intake, you'll know what that means to you. 350 milligrams is not a lot to me. If you are concerned about that, you can go with the half scoop here and get 175 milligrams. But for most people in this current market, 350 milligrams is going to be a great dose. It's enough to wake you up, get you a great workout. It might be a little bit too much for like a cardio session, but this is going to be awesome for a weight training session. It's not going to be your insane strength training dose, but I think for the normal mainstream consumer, this is going to be an awesome dose here. 2 ingredients left in here, and this is where things get really interesting. This is where the InnovaPharm innovation really comes in. Biophytum DC extract. Now, this took a little bit of digging to figure out exactly what this is. Biophytum DC extract has actually been studied, and this is how much it took, because I'm actually going to pull up this here just to tell you guys exactly where this study was coming out of. University of Kerala actually analyzed 2 species of Biophytum using gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, and a few different compounds actually came out of it. A few including phenylephrine, which is a decongestant, actually gamma cytosterol, which is a cholesterol treatment. A few other ingredients in there that are actually very interesting classes of stimulants. So the Biophytum DC extract in here does not have any claim for what it's extracted for, what it's standardized for with those constituents, or if those constituents are even found in this extract. But this is a very interesting extract that we'd like to see more about. It feels like there's a little bit of a pop to it. It's nothing wild. It's not gonna, don't worry about like those DMAA day products, but it is going to give you more than you're expecting here. So I'm expecting to see more companies using this. InnovaPharm is usually a little bit ahead of the game, so some other people might pick this up and start utilizing it. However, as of right now, I'm categorizing this as an interesting stimulant ingredient, but nothing to worry about. Try this out, try it for yourself, and figure out if you like it. Last ingredient in this matrix is going to be it's iridorenesis. It's going to be a PEA that's just going to help uplift, just give you a little bit of euphoria. Now, the iridorenesis is dosed out at 100 milligrams. We're normally seeing this at 150 to 250 milligrams, but alongside the Biophytum DC extract, I'm not really concerned if someone doses something like a PEA a little bit lower, because it's kind of dealing with a wild card here. You got 150 milligrams of Biophytum, and I have no clue what that means. There's not a lot on this extract, so we're going to be careful with it and enjoy this product as is. Now, I'm going to be taste testing the Freedom Pop out for you today. I want to be transparent here. InnovaPharm they're not known for flavors, but they don't have bad flavors. I'm not, when I see flavors come out from them, I'm not like, oh my god, I have to try that flavor. I'm much more interested in the actual innovation alongside their ingredients, the dosages that they're putting out there. It's nothing against their flavors, it's just not the main claim that I'm excited about from InnovaPharm. As I suspected, this one is definitely a lot finer. I mean, it's clumpy, don't get me wrong, but I didn't just break the scoop off taking it out like I did for the Neuro. Freedom Pop is a flavor you really can't go wrong with. That glycerol might make it a little bit creamy, at least in my experience it does. Yeah, see, like the NovaPump Neuro is like a giant rock, whereas the MVPre, there's definitely clump to it, but it breaks up extremely easily. I would definitely make sure you can keep it in your freezer to make sure that there's no clumping, or there's no hard clumping happening. Right? Cheers. Well, actually, it's actually much better flavoring than the NovaPump Neuro. That's actually extremely enjoyable. And NovaPharm, I'm so sorry for saying that your flavors aren't impressive. Well, I stand corrected. NovaPharm, your MVPre Freedom Pop is an awesome flavor. Overall, the product's going to be effective. Each one of the ingredients is scientifically validated. The Biophytum, I mean, it could include things that are going to be giving you a lot of pop out of it. Outside of the Biophytum, every one of these ingredients has a history of validation in science. The Biophytum is exciting, and knowing InnovaPharm, it could be very fruitful. I would like to see more science, just like I would on the S7. I'd like to see clinical studies on it. Overall, though, it's got a great value. It's launching today. So if you are interested by the panel, if you want to try out this new ingredient, run over to InnovaPharm or your favorite retailer that usually carries these and go grab one. It's releasing today. I think it should be 2 p.m. right now. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. As always, really appreciate it. If you want to read the blog post, go to PricePlow.com/InnovaPharm. We'll have it right there for you, as well as price comparisons for all the sites you can get it from. Yeah, have a great day.
Welcome to PricePlow.